Is coronavirus something that you should really be worried about? Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch the news and I don't like what the news is doing to a lot of people, scaring them about not going here, not going there, or even panic buys at supermarkets. But what I am concerned about is how it's affecting your money and how is it going to affect your future. So this is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. You need to pay attention, write some notes, because I have some serious truths to talk to you about. Hey guys, it's Hither Mann here from Fortune Academy, and as you may know, I am pretty obsessed with understanding wealth creation. And what I really want to help you with is the stuff that the schools won't tell you, the universities won't tell you, or even higher education and professional jobs in finance will not tell you about money. Obviously, coronavirus has caused such a panic and epidemic all around the world because of social media, because of news, and a lot of it is rubbish because it makes you do things that really it's just herd mentality and fear playing out at its worst and ugliest. But the most important message I really want to get across to you in this video is how's it going to affect your wealth? How's it going to affect your money and the spending power you have in your current currency? Let me just explain to you how financial markets work. Now, they always move in cycles. So what goes up will come down and forever will continue doing so. That is the law of physics. You cannot escape it. You cannot recreate it. We cannot have a world where the economy just goes up forever and ever and ever. We are going to have movements, which they often call corrections, but it's just cycles, okay? So when we have had the last crash, now many of you may or may not have remembered 2008, but that was the big one, the last big one. We've had plenty before, but the problem we've had since 1972, when the US President Richard Nixon took the US dollar, which was then decided to be the currency of the world, or the base currency of the world, he delinked it from gold. Now that's where the problem started. But after 1972, when Richard Nixon broke that whole agreement where it kept US dollar and gold fixed together and it was linked to the amount of gold equals the amount of US dollars, that's where the problems really started. That's where the world actually changed. So quick heads up, never listen to the government when it comes to telling you how good the economy is or how strong they're going to plan to make the economy. The stuff that actually goes on behind the scenes, or what the government doesn't want you to know, is horrible. And that is, they just print money year upon year. They printed money after 1972. They printed money after crashes like 2008. They did it again in 2015. And what's very likely to happen in 2020 is that the markets will be going down because of the coronavirus, because coronavirus is what we call stimulus. It's one of those reactions that they want in the market to show how volatile this whole system is, because the world has got too much debt. You would think that after 2008, the world, the economy, and the financial masters of this universe have figured out that, okay, we must protect the economy. But no, they didn't. They didn't do anything other than print more money, pay everybody their bonuses. The bankers who actually caused this crisis, they still got paid, and the rest of the world just suffered. How did the rest of the world suffer? Because our pound, dollar, yen, whatever currency you have, your paper money is now worth less than it ever has been in the past, okay? Because it's no longer linked to gold. It is just printed more and more. So it's a supply and demand scenario. If you've got more of it in the world, your currency is worth less as a single unit. So we are going to have this problem happen again, more than likely. And so why is 2020 such a pinnacle year? So 2020 is a year you really need to start paying attention, because it could be too late if you don't. The other problems we're facing is that the world does not have world wars like it used to in 1911 and 1941. They don't exist the way they used to. The wars we have now are digital wars, or the war on terror, or the war against countries and governments. It's a lot more like digital. So the wars that the world is having right now are the ones that you almost don't realize. It's happening all the time. They're spending money in places that you don't know. But when it comes to the average human being, the person watching this YouTube video that is thinking, well, how does it affect my life? Well, I'm telling you now, if you're a saver, if you think that your life is all about going to work, saving money, putting it in the bank for one day, you will live off that. Well, that's going to be your biggest loss, because your money is going to be worth less and less every year. So how do you survive this? You need to understand how to build assets, understand what different asset classes are. That's what Money Hacking Live is going to be doing for you. So I have created an incredible event called Money Hacking Live. I'm only going to run this a few times in my life because I'll be honest, I don't need to. I have my events, my students know all that they need to know from me. They get the inside information, but you guys are going to miss out. So that's why I decided, let's do the Money Hacking Live, and I'm going to do it in April 2020, April the 18th. It's in London. You have to be there because this is where I'm going to talk about the reality behind this economy, the way the money printing machines work, the way the economy really deals with crisis and how it will affect the average human being. The gap between the super rich and the average and the middle class is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's because the super rich are doing things that the middle class and the working class simply don't know about. And that's why I'm going to be telling you exactly what they do on Money Hacking Live. So every time you deposit money into the bank, they will lend out 9 times that value on average to the rest of the world. So if we all press withdraw and try to take our money out at the same time, you will never get it. The banking system will collapse, and you could then technically lose all your money, because if a bank goes bust, then we are all stuck. So 2020, you really need to pay attention. Coronavirus has been the beginning of that attention and that panic that people have seen in this world, and the way the markets are moving crazy. I'll be honest, it will carry on for a little while before it gets any better. The cycle must continue, but remember, in the greater picture, in the bigger scheme, that is not enough. The world has seen worse in the past. But one thing the world has not seen worse is the amount of debt that the world is in right now. There is more debt now than there ever was before. What does that mean for the world economy? Well, one day the US dollar could be worth 0, and we're all then, if that's the reserve currency of the world, then we're all screwed. So it affects everything around the world. So you need to be really careful about what these currencies are doing. I will be talking about this at the Money Hacking Live. I have to appreciate that some of you will find some of this information way over your head. Others will fully get it. But I'm going to make it so simple that anybody from any background will understand the basics of what you need to do to protect your money in the future. Oh yes, and one more thing. If you've got a pension, you're really screwed, because pensions are not worth a thing at the moment. Very, very few baby boomers, that is the people that were born after the World War, are going to have any financial security when they retire. So whatever age you're at right now, you've got to think about your future, your retirement plan. What is it? Money in the bank is not going to be the answer. Your pension's not going to be the answer. So let's create some assets. Let's talk about how you can use Forex as one of the vehicles to create income and use the world's debt in your favor to then create real assets in other areas. So this is so important that you really nail this, because if you don't, I promise you your financial future is going to really suffer. So Money Hacking Live is an event where you absolutely need to be there. I've got people flying in from America, Australia, all around the world. Literally, it is going to be an exclusive event. I have no idea if I'm ever going to put another one up again, but April the 18th, 2020 in London, it's going to be happening. It's going to be live. All tickets are for people who come to the actual event. I am not doing anything that is going to be live streamed, because this is exclusive. I want to keep it exclusive to those people that come to that room, and it's going to be first come, first serve. We're only going to have about 250 spaces in the room, so not a big room, but it's first come, first serve. So really can't wait to see you guys there. Ask me questions about this below on the YouTube comment section, and subscribe to my social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc., Twitter. Everything is below. The links are below. I actually post my day-to-day thoughts on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there, because I will definitely be responding to every one of your questions there too. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video to somebody you care about, because you want them to be financially well off in the future, especially if they're in your life, if they're your partner, your friend, your best friend, or your parents. Like, everybody needs to know this. There is 0 age restriction on this, although if you're under 16, you have to come in with an adult, consenting adult, because, I just think that's the kind of rule. But ultimately, We're gonna have a fun day, but we're gonna make sure we really get into control of money, and this whole banking system doesn't fool you and put the wool over your eyes as to what your money's worth. It's time to take control of your money. The time is definitely now. See you on the Money Hacking Live event in London. Bye.